Hey guys, Boomer here for Carvel Gaming, and I'm back with Lee.
Hey guys.
And one thing that I would like to say is thank you very much to King Gabriel, a member of the Reddit community, for this pretty awesome wallpaper. I think this is one of his older versions. There are some newer ones available if you go to Reddit, and he's done some pretty nice work, and he's a really good member of the community, I think, overall. So, thumbs up. So we're going to move on to the diamond cards in this one, and there are some pretty important ones, aren't there?
I think so, yeah.
But the first thing, one more thing to come up with set 3, chest opening, Lee. We get to open all our chests.
And again, thanks to King Gabriel for bitching and getting us our retroactive dust for that.
Yeah, we did. We have in fact got retroactive dust, and with what is Stardust, you say? Well, you're going to be able to extended art all of your cards. So if you know what the card does, you don't have to read the text. You can pay a certain amount of Stardust and it will remove all the text and extend the artwork all the way down the card.
It will embiggen the artwork.
Yep, and obviously the first thing I'm going to do is embiggen a deck. It's just necessary, I think.
I'm going to sell all mine to you.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, let's get started on these diamond cards, because it took us about 30 minutes to get into the set review last time. Sorry about that, guys. We do tend to ramble a bit.
What's this wee thing?
Shut up. First up, we have a sneeze that fortunately I managed to turn the mic off for. We're professional like that. First up, All in the Family. We mentioned this last time. It's gash. Yeah, move on. There's really not much to say about this. We talked about it a lot in the spoiler video, in the previous spoiler video. It's too hard to set up for not enough of a bonus. So, Ambush Guide.
Rubbish.
It's also not very good. It's a 4-mana 1/5, and alright, your cheap troops become quick, but jeez, no. And it's rare as well. If I open this, it's like the biggest waste of not a vampire princess. Or not a rare shard. So I don't want to be opening this as my rare.
It's pretty sad, isn't it?
It is, really. This is a bit less sad. Blessings of Unicorns. 4 mana for a 5/5 invincible, and at the end of your turn, if you control less than 2 other diamond troops, put it into your hand.
I think it's fine in like a Ragro deck.
Yeah, I mean, I think that with something like... Because the thing is, ideally you want to play this with like Lord Alexander, but that involves playing a Ruby troop.
Yeah, no, 5/5 seems fine. Punch either way.
It's like
Invincible's an interesting mechanic because it soaks Crush as well.
Yes, it
I
does.
found it the other day in a draft, which was quite sad.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I could certainly...
Triple diamond threshold though.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't cost 4 otherwise, would it? Hey, let's be brutally honest on this one.
It seems fine. I mean, it's hard to get. If you can get it to work, then it's good. I wouldn't play it limited though; it's too risky.
I really don't know. I would probably play it in limited, depending on what my drops were like. But it just 5/5 invincible just feels so hard.
The thing is, if
to
you go
deal
like
with.
2-drop, 3-drop, this seems really good.
It does really, but then again, if your opponent kills your 2-drop, then this comes back as well. It's like,
Bad tempo card, but powerful.
Yeah. Bright Moon Brave seems fine and limited, really. When this enters play, the next troop in your deck gets +1/+1. And this is the first appearance of the Prophecy cards, and this is kind of what we were saying in the last video about these guys affect stuff in your deck, but you get board presence from it.
Yeah.
And
we foretold this in the previous video. It's like we knew it was coming.
Yeah, it's like, and you normally, you get decent board presence as well. The problem that we have with some of the spiders is that they're not decent board presence. They're just an ass, basically. Whereas, a lot of the coyotes, especially the ones with prophecy, have stats relative to their cost. So therefore, you're actually just gaining by the text on the card. That's a bonus rather than it being what the entire card is about.
Yeah. I like this guy. I'd play him in limited.
Yep.
Not in constructed though.
No. Next up, Chimera Guard Fallen. 3 mana 2/2. When it attacks, it gets power equal to its defense, and it can shift this ability over.
Seems okay.
Seems good with the spiders.
Yeah, it's shame it's in diamond, but
Yeah. You know, it seems fine. I mean, you get sort of a low... You know, if you get a low...
thing is,
low...
it's a 4-2 for 3 that has an upside of being able to pass it on if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, you get like a 1/4 flyer or something. Suddenly it becomes a huge threat.
Yup. I like him.
I think he's fine, yeah.
Again, not a constructed one.
No. Creepy Conspirators. 5 mana 4/3. Necrotic Allegiance. When it enters play, you can revert a troop.
It's a decent filler.
Yeah, it's a filler card, but that's about it. It's never seen constructed play. Cry of Adamant is next. This seems like finish him.
It seems like a very, very good card in limited.
It does, doesn't it, really? It's a quick action as well. Which it has to be because it's attacking troops get +2/+2. Piece of advice from us, though. Don't cast it on your opponent's turn.
Yep.
See, this is the sort of thing you pay us for, or don't. This guy is awesome in limited. Deadeye Slicer.
It's a girl boomer.
Yes, it is.
You can tell that
isn't
by
it?
the artwork quite blatantly. It is a woman.
You can really, and the thing is, I'm gonna the whole necrotic thing coming in this time. How come all the necrotic? It makes me feel dead weird that all the necrotic are dressing up in these like outfits that the female necrotic are. It's like, aren't you dead?
Necrophilia is a big thing apparently in Hex.
Apparently it is, and it gets a little bit more disturbing with the necrotic champions, or the necrotic legendaries. But this is really good. Yeah. Swift Strike is a hugely powerful combat ability, and the fact that you can shift it onto something, that's huge. You could create something you just can't bust through.
Yep.
I mean, Quick Strider was pretty good anyway.
Yeah, this guy's like just really good.
It's Quick Strider, but
it's
better.
It's a 3-cost 2/2 Swift Strike with an upside.
Yeah. Properly
this seems to
good.
be Diamond's shift thing. It's like a good card with a better upside.
Yeah. I think it does lose Swift Strike though when you shift it, but it's still really good. Still properly good. Next up is Deathless Guardian, 2/2 for 2, with Swift Strike, which is, that's pretty good. And opposing non-combat damage is reduced by 1.
Seems fine.
Do you know what this does? Turns Heat Wave off.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's pretty scary.
There's pretty good thing. This does pretty good things.
I was thinking, like, can't be burnt.
Yep, can't be burnt, and there's going to be someone who tries to burn one. Probably me. It also turns, Heat Wave it turns off, which is pretty good.
That's the big thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a 2/2 Swift Strike. Again,
and it's a 2/2 Swift Strike for 2. It's really efficient.
It's another diamond creature with, I'm a good creature with an upside.
Yeah, and it's got a couple of really good upsides. I think this is... If there is such a thing as a diamond ruby beatdown deck or something like that, this is going to be a 4 of in it.
Yeah, and then you probably play the unicorns as well.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, I think that it's good. Next up, Deep Gaze Acolyte. There's actually 3 Deep Gaze cards. They come... they all come as a pair. Well, they don't come as a pair, but they all come... they all have sort of a growing Deep Gaze ability. The first one is the common one, which is when a power is shifted onto this, it gets +1/+1.
Which is fine. Again, it's a 2-drop with 2 power with an upside. I mean, you lose the 1 toughness, but
Yeah, but I mean, when you shift, say, Swift Strike onto it, it becomes a 3/2 with Swift Strike, and also. So yeah, I think this guy is very good. Then you get the uncommon version, which is Deep Gaze Disciple, which is a 2/3 with flight. Whenever a power is shifted onto any troop you control, this gets +1/+1.
Which is pretty hot. Look at the threshold as well. It's really easy to cast.
Yeah, really easy to cast. I think this guy's really good. And then you've got the Bonkers Rare version, which is a 3/3 for 3. When a power is shifted onto any troop you control gets +1/+1. All troops you control get +1/+1. This card's ridiculous.
Maybe there's like a shift Inspire human deck or something.
There's definitely going to be... The necrotic deck in Limited is just going to be shifties. Just loads of shifts.
I don't trust it.
No, I don't know either. But yeah, I think that this guy, if you get this guy in limited and get a few like 6 shift guys,
But again, he's a 3/3 for 3.
he's a 3/3
It's
for
fine.
3. It's fine. He's just he's got a big upside again. So yeah, I like all of those for limited. Not sure about constructed, but you know, I think that for limited they're going to be powerful. We have Ethereal Caller, which is a 1/2 with flight. When it enters play, transform target troop in a graveyard into a phantom and put it into play. A phantom is a 1/1 with flight.
Yeah, it seems fine. It's like
It's a 2/3 with flight with like yeah, it's a 2/3 with flight for 3, which is fine. It's just split into bits. I think he's okay, or she's okay. It's a she. That one
it's
definitely.
fine.
Yeah. Not inspirational,
Very
but
good filler.
yeah, you'll pick it up. It's not a 40th card. It's better than that, but it's fine. Etherealize. Revert and transform target constant or troop into a phantom. I think the constant part of that is fairly interesting.
So it seems like your Soul Marble is a 1/1.
Yeah. It seems like your, what do you call it? Solitary. Actually, you could transform your Solitary Exile. Does that give them the thing back, or does it transform it into something where it can't be removed anymore? I think it actually, if I'm right, you're transforming it. So I actually think that it turns it into the way there's no way to get that card back now.
Yep, that's what it looks like to me too.
Interesting. I mean, Afterlife was never a great card in Magic, and this costs 1 more and is a basic action. It seems but if your opponent's got that one threat you can't deal with,
It's a 1/1.
Yeah.
Also, if they try and kill your, it's transformed. It doesn't kill
yeah,
your guy and put a phantom, and you can't cheat removal with it. I guess.
no, you can't. You can't. I tried that.
You can semi-revert though, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose so. Or if you desperately need a flyer to get that 1 extra damage in. Usually it's just going to be used as pseudo removal, I think, for the most part.
I think it's a very good card.
Yeah.
The limited.
Next up, Eye of Lixil. 2 mana 1/1. Prevent all damage that will be dealt to this by cards that share a shard with a threshold you have. Depends entirely on whether 5 shard is playable.
Seems like good in the mirror.
Oh yeah, it's obviously that. And you know, you can play the old shift games where you can get it up to a size where it's not 1/1. You could end up with this being like 3/3 with protection from your opponent's deck, which feels quite powerful if you can get it online. To me, it all depends how fast you can get that 5 shards online. I think usually it's going to be turn 4 you're going to have that online.
Yep, seems alright.
Next up, Ghost Feather. When this enters play, the next troop in your deck gets when this enters play, you may transform another troop you control into a Spirit Eagle. This is a Spirit Eagle, a 3/2.
I really like this card.
Yeah, I actually do as well. He's a 2/2, he comes into play, and then the next troop you cast transforms him into a 3/2 flyer. Seems absolutely fine by me.
Yep, I'm quite happy. I mean, even if you just turn Ghost Feather into a 3/2.
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing is that the Spirit Eagle has another plus side ability. It's a 3 power flyer for 4, which, as we've already established, is fine. But he also exhausts opposing ground troops, so you can get in on the ground as well.
I just think if you see this in in diamond, and I think you just pick it up.
Yeah, there's going to have to be something pretty damn good for you to not pick it up. I like it a lot. Constructed, I don't really see it, but limited, I think it's properly good. Speaking of things that are properly good, Dana, Golden Avenger.
Yeah, he's pretty bonkers.
5 mana, 4/4 flight, swift strike. When it dies, revert it and then transform it into this, the Mask of the Avenger, which transforms a troop you control into a Golden Avenger.
Yeah, I don't think anything more needs to be said, really.
What do you think of the Constructed?
I think it's competing against a lot of things, but it does beat up all the powerful 5 drops that are already around. in combat, it just batters them.
Yeah.
Reese, Vampire King.
The only problem is that this is a card I feel you have to play fairly. Because, let's face it, Angel of Dawn is good because it costs nothing.
Yep.
Golden Avenger, you're going to have to tap 5 mana and then see what happens.
Thing is, you're going to tap 5 mana, and if they don't immediately have a removal spell, you're going to mess them up. They ain't attacking. And then once you've untapped and stuff and it's in play, you know, I think it's a game-winning play, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Mask of the Avenger, they did well making it a basic action because otherwise you just, you know, this guy just keeps coming back and back and back. He's basically a 4/4 which needs 2 removal spells.
Yeah, which is fine. Like,
you
obviously limited.
In limited, yeah, in limited you first pick it because it's a legendary and it's really good. But in constructed, I don't think it's better than the dragons.
It's not better than what we got.
I don't think it's better than what we've got. I think it's very good, but I don't think it's better than what we have.
In any matchup where you feel you want to have more 4/4 flyers, then it's probably okay.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose in like another Ruby Diamond Go Fat deck or something like that, you might want it. But I think that Angel of Dawn and Zakir are probably still your go-tos in that deck. Unless you want to like super bias it towards Diamond, where you might play this over Zakir, but
Just when you want more fats.
Yeah. Next up, Granite Giant. No.
Yeah. Anyway.
Next. Yeah. Anyway, next. Next card is Holy Ascension. Start of your turn. If your health is twice your starting health, void it. You transform into a Paragon of Righteousness, which is something Lee will never be. So this is a Paragon of Righteousness. His charge ability is to create a 4/4 angel, and cards you control have invincible.
Yeah, this is what we're going to try and break this card, I think.
I don't know if we can break it, but it might make Eternal Youth spike so we can sell them.
No, I think there's a fog deck. I like my fog. I think like sorry, I use a magic term then. A wild diamond sapphire like fog deck.
I mean, there was the Pact of Pain, Immortality, Relentless Corruption sort of madness that was going on there. That deck could get up to a lot of life. I think our version didn't play Eternal Youth, but the version that saw a lot of tournament play did play Eternal Youth. I think it was because we were playing Logo, so we could loop Immortality forever.
Yeah, you got the Sapphire Wild hero that now loops things into your deck and gives them draw a card. And
yeah,
you got the new Wild Fog that reverts things.
Yeah, and you've got Blinding Light on top of that as well. So now you've got 8 fogs. You've also got Immortality. It really just needs a draw engine, doesn't it? It's just sad that Cerebral Fulmination's Ruby. So I think it needs a draw engine, but there'll definitely be people trying to break this because that champion is ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, you've got Righteous Paladin and stuff like that. That's another way you can go. So
yeah, I mean, you've seen the what's it called? What's that stupid arena encounter? Paladin of Necropolis or something? Yeah, that annoying thing. Next up, Inflict Doubt. I believe we've already talked about this one. It's fine. Yes, you have to be ahead, but it puts you further ahead.
It does a job for you.
Yeah, it does a job. I think it's fine. Won't see constructed play, I don't think, but limited play, yeah. You basically turn off their best guy.
I've noticed in limited there's a lot of board stall as well.
Yeah. Next up is Invigorating Breeze. Target troop gets +2/+2 this turn, and you gain 2 health. I think this is fine.
Yeah, it's better than you think it is. It does a job. It's a combat trick.
Really nice limited combat trick. Diamond was looking for a crushing blow or something along those lines, and yeah, I think this is properly good. The gain 2 health thing I think is a little bit random tacked on, but I think it's fine. Yeah. Could use it on Righteous Paladin and make it a 5/5.
Synergy, that's what that is.
Next up, Martyr. Transform target troop into a monument to Martyr. I love this artwork. Like Zomb spears.
It's more like Zomb bunnies.
Yeah. And he turns the troop into a monument to the martyr. So I think we get an idea of what happened to him at the hands of those bunnies.
I think this is really good. They go murder your guy or whatever. You go, he's a martyr. He's now a monument.
Yeah. And as an emergency, you actually use it to get something out of the way for your opponent. You know, if your opponent's got one thing, it's like, get out of the way. All your troops are a little bit bigger, but I don't care because I'm going to kill you this turn.
Yeah, and if you use the ruby card that steals a guy, you can martyr at the end if you near turn and do that. That'd be fun.
That'd be fun. So yeah, I think this is a good card.
Yeah, it's fine. Wouldn't say it's a first pick, but you know.
Removal's removal, and it's also, you know, this effect's super powerful.
Yeah, I guess.
Troops you control +1/+1 is super powerful. Next up, Mesa Lookout or Mesa Lookout. Mesa, whatever.
Mesa Lookout.
Mesa Lookout. When this enters play, target troop gets +2 defense this turn, then you gain 2 health, and it's a quick troop.
This is bonkers.
This is bonkers. I got blown out hardcore by this in what do you call it, in the Seal Gauntlet I was playing against. Like, God, this card's really, really good. Admittedly, if you see 3 mana up, you kind of suspect, but you know.
It's just really good effect.
It's just really good effect. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't attack, he just makes it end of turn and makes a 2/2 and gains health.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, there are certain things. The coyotes, or at least a lot of them being quick, is definitely something to look out for. And I think this guy is super good in limited.
Yep.
He's almost always a removal spell, plus you get board presence as well.
Just jamming him into play and. Because he can buff himself as well, right?
He can.
Yeah, just jamming him into play and just blocking the 2-drop seems fine.
Yep. Next up, Metal. Target troop gets +1/+1 and Swift Strike.
It's a basic action, though.
That is awkward,
Which is the... When I first saw this, I thought it was a quick action. I was like, wow, they printed that? And now it's like, yeah, okay, it's fine.
It's okay, yeah, but it's not like... If it was a quick action, we'd both be going, I want these, and as many as I can have.
It's a 39th card, I think. Not quite a 40th card, but a 39th.
We have these edges. I'm saying 38th.
Important, yeah.
Next up, Mist Lord. We've been through this.
It's changed, though, since we went through this.
Yeah. It's now got 3. 3. Void this. It gets at the end of turn. If this is in your void, put it into play. It's at the end of turn, not at the end of your turn. So you can do it every turn.
I think he's really good with Inspire troops, and he's just a really sticky threat.
Buccaneers.
You can give the Buccaneer that, and this is the best I'm getting in because the time is offering off me.
We were saving that. I mean, you can put it on Corpse Fly, you can put it on Buccaneer, you can put it on...
I think it's just fine on this guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's fine on this guy. But, you know, I think this ability has the potential to be degenerate rather than just annoying.
Yeah. Put it on Masty Theorycrafter, that might be fun.
Yeah, that's also fun. You know, a troop with the Ruby Shard in it. You know, it's like shoot you, shoot you, shoot you. Does it? It comes back into play not exhausted, doesn't it? It comes back into play ready. So, you know.
I don't know that it comes back into play in the state it left play.
I mean, if it does come back into play ready, that'd be really good because you just use it to untap your Colossal Walker constantly.
Yeah.
I don't pay life. Yeah, I think this guy's fine. He's a 4 mana 3/3. So again, his stats are fine for the cost. Maybe overcost.
Here's a question for you. Dreamweaver. Is that when it enters the battlefield trigger, or is it when you cast it?
You're just a jerk. You know that, don't you?
Because that seems powerful.
Yeah, it makes every card you draw for the rest of the game free.
Yep.
This seems powerful, says Lee.
Shh, don't tell him. I literally just figured that out as well.
All the prophecy creatures with this seem bonkers. Next up, Neophyte Awakener. 4 mana 2/2. When this enters play, you may revert target troop with cost 3 or less in a graveyard and put that troop into your hand.
It's fine.
Gravedigger was always fine. You know, it's like, and this is the same.
Well, it fixes like stuff that's been Zared and things like that. So
Yeah, it does. I think it's okay, and there's loads of like the cool little shift dudes and things like that.
it's
Because that's the thing. It's like
it gives them back shift, right?
Yeah, it gives them their shift ability back. So you get your 2/2 with Swift Strike. You shift the ability on. You chump block or whatever. You use this guy, dig it back up. It's got Swift Strike again, and you can So I think that's cool. I think that's a really nice limited card. Just a nice solid value card. Next up, probably the most important card in the set, Pride's Fall.
Why do you think it might be important? It looks terrible.
Except that it kills all the most important creatures in Constructed. However,
You can combo it with that 2-drop flash guy as well.
Yeah, you can. My stance on this has changed a little. When I first saw it, I was like, oh my god, 4 in every diamond deck. However, when I got to thinking about it, I was like, yeah, it kills Reese, but what else in the Sapphire deck does it kill?
Nothing.
Nothing. Again, you play the Mono Blood deck. It kills Vampire King. What else does it kill? Nothing. It's... and the same again. You play against the... like a diamond deck. It kills Angel of Dawn. What else does it kill? A Living Totem if they put 1,000,000 mana into it. Or if they've got a Soul Marble up, nothing. So, originally when I first thought, I thought, oh my god, I want this so hard. After that, I actually think it might only be like a 2-of main deck.
Yeah, I think it's a fine 2-of.
Yeah. I mean, again, if Venom are a thing, you just pack 4 because it kills every Venom that matters.
It also, it's very good against ramp decks.
Yes, if ramp decks become a thing, if Eye Creation decks become a thing, it is okay. But the problem is a lot of the cards that the Eye Creation decks are ramping into either get their value immediately or they're Fist of Brigadons. Which goes...
They're playing the bad ramp decks, yes, that's correct.
Fist of Brigadon goes, I have more pride than can actually fall.
I am more prideful.
Yeah, I have a big hammer as well. But, yeah, it's a very solid card. It's a card the game needed. I don't think it's a 4-of, but I do think that you'll be seeing like a couple of them. It might replace Repel. I think you still have to play Meek in Diamond, but I think it might replace Repel. Because it doesn't have your opponent has to run his Reese into you.
I just think it's nice to have between your main deck and sideboard a choice of what removal you can play it to.
Yeah, I mean,
and if you leave 2 up, your opponent's got to play around them all.
Yeah, I also like the fact that Diamond doesn't have like unconditional. Well, it has Immortal Decree, but that's unplayable. It's like it has multiple removal, but they all have some kind of condition on, so it's finding what's the best combination. But, yeah, this card's super important, and I'm a big fan. You'll pick it up in Limited because it will kill your opponent's bomb.
It kills your opponent's anything that costs more than 4, so...
Yeah. Next up, speaking of killing stuff, Purge.
Still absolutely undecided at how good this card is.
Yeah, obviously it is rubbish against Tribal. It is pretty good against other things. Oh, hang on, it's troop you control. Yeah. No.
The problem I have with it is you can't play it if you don't control a troop.
Yeah, that's true. But Golden Avenger is a hero, and I don't think there are any other heroes. So you can safely target your own Golden Avenger with it.
Yeah.
Blow up everything. Having said that, though, how sad do you feel when you've both got a dragon in play and you draw this?
Like, this is the other thing. It's like it's a board wipe that might not work. I've never been a fan of them.
And it costs 7, which is a lot of mana.
I think you play it in the Army of Myth deck, don't you?
Well, yes, especially now that they've changed Army of Myth. Spoiler alert, they've changed Army of Myth. We'll be talking about that. Lee made the triumvirate against me and I was sad.
I lost that match, though.
Yeah, you did, because that was the 800 Tarantula egg matchup. Because you just couldn't kill Finito. It's like your deck was bad and it should feel bad.
Another
again, solid as hell card. Steadfast is probably the weakest of the abilities that we've seen so far on the Diamond troops, but it's fine. You know, it's a 3/3 for 4, so maybe slightly overcosted for its stats, but it can move its ability onto something that's really irritating. So when you give your opponent, you know, when you give your 5/5 steadfast, then things start getting rather ugly for your opponent. Shard Ward. Choose one. Prevent blood, prevent diamond, prevent ruby, prevent sapphire, and prevent wild. Now, this card was bugged on the test server, wasn't it?
It didn't work. Well, it was bugged in 2 ways at different times.
Yes,
it
was.
either prevented the thing for the entire game or didn't prevent it at all.
Yeah. So it was like, 2 mana, your deck does nothing. Shall we move on to the next game now? I think it's supposed to have this turn on it, but currently it works for the whole game.
This is another reason I want to play the fog deck as well.
Yeah. I think, well, this is another fog, isn't it? So now you're up to 12 fogs. So now we're talking about, well, maybe this is a thing. But again, I think it needs a draw engine of some description. I'm not sure where that's
I think
coming
the
from.
hero's the draw engine.
Maybe, but it doesn't actually draw cards, does it?
Well, no, but when you draw the cards again, they have draw a card in them.
Yeah. Here's a bugged card as well, Shard Call. Create a standard resource of your choice and put it into your hand. What this actually says, the first time you play this, create a standard resource of your choice and play it whether you played a shard or not this turn.
That's how it was working on the test server. I doubt that's going to be working like that in live.
It better not do, because if your opponent has 2 charges and 2/2 resources on turn 1 with this, it's a 4 of in every diamond deck.
Yep.
I think it's solid in the necrotic deck for sure.
I just think it's for the 5-color deck, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the old, you know, it's the old. We're trying to give you the tools to go 5-color if you want to.
I also think it's fine in limited.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking more for limited than constructed. I think constructed you probably got better ways of making. Although it's still not that bad. It's still not that bad in that terms. Because you don't take it from your... The thing is, it's not deck thinning. So what it actually means is you can play a 5-color deck without having the 5 colors of resources in your deck. So you can literally just play a 3-color deck with this, with Lixil, with the 2/1 human, with the necrotic shard, and you can have all 5 colors without actually playing 5 colors.
There's a new 1-drop artifact that's better as well. So
yes, there is. Next up, Smoke Signals. Ready each troop you control and they get +1 defense this turn. Surprise! It wins you a race, doesn't it, pretty much?
I think this is a limited bomb, actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is a way just to surprise your opponent completely, isn't it? And it depends. To me, it really depends. It's like... I think it goes in a deck that wants to race.
The thing is, think of limited, right? You're always turning guys sideways, right?
For the most part.
And you're also considering blocking and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So if you can do both at the same time, then that's ridiculous.
Yeah. It feels like...
Also, it doesn't matter. You can attack and they're like, haha, set up all these blocks. And you're like, yeah, but all my guys are plus toughness and you lose.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing that you can do as well. You can use it offensively as well as defensively. So, yeah, feels absolutely fine. Won't see any constructive play, but feels like a nice trick for limited. Especially down to that 1 turn. It's something that you're going to want. Next up, Spiritbound Spy. It's a 1/1 for 1, and when it dies, transform it into a phantom and put it into play.
It's fine.
It's fine. We've seen... There was a similar card in Magic, wasn't there? And it was played a lot, so...
That's constructed playable dice.
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
If only it cost 2, the Phantom.
Just so you could get some Mirror Knight action going. Next up, Star Shield. The next time a troop would be dealt damage this game, prevent it. I think limited trick.
Yeah, it's just to prevent damage. It's the Mystic, whatever he's called, 4/3 guy.
Mystic Spirit Walker, yeah.
The Hoodamajigger, yeah.
The Hoodamajigger. Yeah, I think that it's a nice limited trick. You might play it. You'll probably play it as a later draw. I don't think it's as good as some of the ones that we have seen so far, but you'll definitely you won't be too sorry. It lets you get away with a trick. You know, it lets you offer up what looks like an even trade. It looks like Diamond's very good at offering up what looks like even trades and then going for a blowout in this set. So I think you're gonna have to be very careful with how you approach combat against Diamond in this set.
Yeah, indeed. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Next up, Starsight Oracle. 5 mana, 3/3. Prophecy, when this enters play, the next resource in your deck gets when you play this, create a Starsight Oracle and put it into your hand.
Obviously a limited bomb.
Yeah, it's like every resource I play for the rest of the game is a 3/3.
Because...
But it just means you never run out of steam, doesn't it?
It's like, tell me about your grindy late game.
Yeah, it's like, no, this is a grindy late game. So, yeah, he's the top end of your deck, isn't he, pretty much at that point?
Yep.
I think 3/3s just don't excite me in Constructed. It's like 3/3s for 5 do not excite me unless they're ridiculous in Constructed. I think it's fair to say that there are almost no constructed playable 5/5s for 3. Sorry, 3/3s for 5. 3/3s for 5. There have been like the occasional one, but when it's playable, it tends to be format warping. If it is capable of being played, just a straight up 3/3 for 5 that is just a quote unquote value creature is very rarely good enough for Constructed.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Star Touch Brave is next, and we'll move swiftly on.
Quick.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose if you shift the
That's what I was gonna say.
if you shift what's his name's ability on it, 7, but yeah, just no. I mean, if you pick up like 4 of the, if you pick up 4 of where is he? If you pick up like 4 or 5 of this guy, then you might consider playing it. But I mean, this guy's uncommon, so that's not going to happen. But just no. Next up is Stinging Ambush. Deal 1 damage to each attacking troop.
Nice spiders, bro.
Yeah, Bunny's looking sad. Again, follows through on the theme that combat against Diamond is dangerous. You really have to think about it in this set. So it's going to be important. This set's really going to test your knowledge, I think, in Limited. Because you can't play around everything, but it's kind of, you've got to think about, right, what do I really have to play around here? What can totally
playing when you're tired.
Yeah, what can totally blow me out? Yeah. Diamond apparently, yeah.
Just never block and never attack Diamond, and you'll be fine.
Simples. Next up is Sunseer, 2/1 with Prophecy. When this enters play, the next troop in your deck gets Life Drain.
Again, fine.
Fine in Limited. It's a 2 mana, 2/1, and the next troop gets bonus, so it's fine. And finally for Diamond, we've kind of turboed through Diamond, but a lot of it's good. Is Valiant Escort.
I think this is fine because it has 2 power, it's a 1-drop, and it has ability.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 2/1. It's a 2/1 with a positive ability for 1. There's not really much you need to say about that. It's a good card. Are we going to see some beatdown, do you think, from set 3 in Constructed?
I think we are going to see a good Diamond beatdown, probably combined with Ruby.
Yeah. I mean, he's a human as well, and that's something that you've got to be wary of. Giles likes buffing.
Yep.
He's also an alternate art. For those of you who want to get the alternate arts, you can get them from the VIP tournaments. I don't have much more to say about this guy. There's a lot of things that you can do with this guy that can potentially make him bonkers. You can obviously just beat down for 2. You can save a guy who's just been blown out in combat.
Guaranteed you use it on anything that's better than your 1-drop to save it or to re-trigger come into play effects in your happy days.
Yeah. You can re-trigger things like your Bucks in Constructed. It's like your Buccaneers, your things like that. You can reset. Basically, this also turns any removal spell into a bounce spell.
It says your murder target's my 1-drop basically.
Yeah, it's like your murder.
You lose tempo, but
yeah, but a lot of the time if this guy comes down, gets in like 4 to 6 damage, and then saves something, he's totally done his job. Yeah, he's totally done his job at that point.
And bounces Dreamweaver. Yeah. Or Crocodile. No.
Lee likes these cards that we will get into very shortly. So that's it for the Diamond review, guys. Overall, I thought some pretty good cards overall there.
Yeah, it's, again, we mainly said, good guy with an upside, so
yeah.
Diamond's a good colour to be in Limited.
There are some
steady deck.
There are some total gash cards in Diamond, and we need to highlight
definitely
that
a few
as well.
stinkers.
But most of the cards are very solid. There's very few cards which made us go like, "Wow, that's amazing."
Yeah, it's
but
like very. I think you hope to open a bomb in a different colour and then pair it up with Diamond.
That's certainly fair. Also, I think, but the thing is, Diamond kind of has the two things going for it. It's like Necrotic can be really, really good, but it also has the Coyotes as well. So it gives you a couple of options to go into. You can either go Coyotes or you can go Necrotic. So, and I think that you're going to see a lot of sort of theme decks in, you're going to see a lot of theme decks in this limited format. For Constructed, obviously Pride's Fall's the big hit, but I think there might be one or two sleepers in there for sure. And we'll just have to see what happens as our testing and as the format develops. So that will be it for this video, guys. Next time we will move on to Sapphire. So I will say thank you very much to Lee for joining me.
Thanks for watching, guys.
And remember to like and subscribe. Leave us your comments in the down below. Let us know where you agree with us, where you disagree with us. We'll be happy to say that you're wrong. No, we'll be happy to have a conversation with you.
Discussion.
We are. And thanks very much, guys. This is Boomer for Cowboy Gaming, and I'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.